Click the link in the description for your free Amsoil catalog. Before we get started, I'd like to give a quick shout out to some of our friends. The Eastern Snowmobile Racing Hall of Fame. Search for them on Facebook. Central Minnesota Pond Racing. Search for them on Facebook. The historic Lancaster Motel for the ultimate Eastern trail riding adventure. Crane's Snowmobile Museum at 172 Main Street in Lancaster, New Hampshire. The Vintage Snowmobile Club of America Quarterly Magazine. The New Hampshire Snowmobile Museum at Bear Brook State Park in Allenstown, New Hampshire. And lastly, if you decide to advertise with the Vintage Snowmobile Podcast, this could be your advertising message. Well, good evening and welcome to the podcast. I'm really glad you're here. I have a robust lineup of vintage snowmobile entertainment on tap for you tonight. But before we get into all of that, I want to make sure that everything is working properly. So if you can see my face and hear my voice, I'm going to ask you to leave a comment. Please let me know where you're viewing this from and whether you are a first-time viewer or a regular viewer. Now, to our first-time viewers, if this is your first time hanging out with us tonight, I hope you have a good time with us tonight, and I hope you decide to join us here each and every Thursday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Now, this podcast simulcasts to 8 different places across Facebook and YouTube. So wherever you're viewing this right now, just circle back in 1 week's time, and we'll be waiting for you with another fun-filled episode. Now, to our regular viewers who are here week after week, month after month, and season after season, you guys are the ones who make this possible, and we really, really appreciate that. We have a flood of comments coming in, which we love to see. Let's take a few comments here, and we'll bring our friends on and get the party started. We've got Mark Brennan in the house, standing by Paul. Nice to see you, Mark. Appreciate you being here. Our good friend Midnight Rider from Northwest Minnesota is here, and he has shared some video clips and images with me that we're going to be looking at together in January on a future episode of the podcast. So thank you to him for those images and video. Looking forward to that. Also, our good friend John Spranger Jr. is in the house from Elin, Wisconsin. Hope you're doing well, John. Nice to see you. Dave Lowry is here, coming in loud and clear, he says. Jim Holbrook from Thetford Center, Vermont, regular viewer, says we're coming in loud and clear. Glad to hear it. Pardon me. Kevin Culhane is in the house, loud and clear, Sudbury, Ontario. Dave Trim is here from snowy Carthage, New York, regular viewer. Glad you're getting some snow. And yeah, please weigh in with comments as to whether or not you're getting snow. Brian Van Haverbeek is here from Ontario. He says, good evening, guys. We finally have some snow. Wonderful. Great to see you. Our good friend Ben from Vintage Mini Bike Lovers is here. He says, good evening, everyone, coming in loud and clear from Carterville, New York. Now, Ben and I do the Vintage Mini Bike Podcast second Sunday of every month. Right here where you're viewing this, if you like those vintage mini bikes from the 60s and 70s, you don't want to miss that. Just look for us here every second Sunday night, wherever you're viewing this. D. Landsberg is here from Wyoming. Nice to see you. Jeffrey Patton is here. Looks and sounds good. Appreciate that. Mark Brennan is here from Pittsburgh, New Hampshire. First-time viewer. Nice to see you. I hope you enjoy it and decide to join us here every Thursday night. We always have a good time here. Mad Dog is here. Randy from Wisconsin. Longtime viewer. Greetings to all. Nice to see you, Mad Dog. Dave Fellows is here from Roblin, Ontario. Is that pronounced Roblin or Roblin? Ivan Mayo is here, regular viewer from Sudbury, Ontario. And our good friend Gled Ford is here, saying good evening from Vernon Center, New York. And later in the video tonight, we're going to see the first moment where I met Glenn out at Old Forge, New York, a couple of years ago. So I'm glad that you're on here tonight so you can see that. Benadim is here from the Benadim YouTube channel, saying he can't watch live tonight. He'll watch it tomorrow, but he's telling us to have a great night. And we appreciate you saying hello. Hope you have a good evening. And be sure to check out the Benadim YouTube channel. That is one of the places this podcast simulcasts out to. There's a link in the description, and it's a great channel. If you like vintage snowmobile programming like this, he just has tons and tons of great videos to look at. So with that out of the way, let's bring our friends on and get this party started. We have our good friend Mike Meagher in the house, and of course our co-host Rob Hilditch. Gentlemen, how are we doing tonight?
Doing good. And thanks a lot for having me on again, Mike. And nice to see you again too, Rob.
Good to see you, Mike.
Mm-hmm.
Two Mikes.
Yes.
Two Mike.
Hey, Mike, the guy from Sudbury, you should ask him to send in a picture. They got more snow than anybody. They got 5 to 6 feet already.
Wow.
Unreal.
Yeah, we got to share some of the round across the whole snow belt so we can all have some. Yeah, maybe we'll get it this year. I sure hope so. In fact, that's a great segue into our first topic of the evening. Mike is behind Central Minnesota Pond Racing, and he's got a full season in store for that race series. Did you want to tell us about that a little bit, Mike? What that is and what you have planned for the upcoming season?
Sure. CMPR, we're a circuit that mainly runs right here in central Minnesota. And we race mainly on lakes, and that's how we ended up with the nickname of Pond Racers, So we thought that was kind of a good idea. We used to be called Mid-Minnesota Winter Shows. So we thought, let's just change it to Central Minnesota Pond Racers. That kind of stuck with us, This will be our 14th year, consecutive year of running races now too. We race all the way from, vintage single cylinders all the way up to the pro champs, each day, just a Saturday race. So we pull off about 90 races a day, starting at 11 o'clock, and we're done before dark.
Wow, that's a full day.
It's a full day, yeah.
But go ahead, please continue,
yeah, for the fans, you got, it's a great show. I mean, we go back and forth between the late model and the vintage. I mean, they get to see the whole aspect of snowmobile racing, in one day. So it's
nice. And I've got your schedule here. Let's pop that up. So if you're in the state of Minnesota viewing this right now, with any luck, there might be one of these locations or more that are close to you, close enough to go there and enjoy the racing for the day. And I know in the past, Mike, you've talked about how you've structured it for the racers, so it's easy and affordable. Can you go into that a little bit, how you've done that?
Yeah, our business model is a little different. We have no membership fees, no track fees, no insurance fees. We do have an entry fee, but it's per driver. Let's say you come with 3 different sleds for 3 classes. You pay a one-time entry fee, you get to race all 3 classes. You only pay once per driver for that day. And it was been 40 for quite a while, but this year with the insurance has went up kind of. It took a pretty big jump this year, actually. Like, I think it did almost for any type of insurance. So it'll be $50, but then you can race as many races as you have a legal sled for that day. So,
yeah, that's a lot of racing for your money.
Yeah, and I just wanted to say one thing. When you had the schedule up, if someone can't make the race that day, we do have a live stream too that's free to all the viewers too. On Cool TV out of Alexandria, Minnesota, we'll be doing our 5 main points races again this year. So that's kind of cool. It's they do a pretty good job for us.
Nice. And someone's looking for Cool TV on a YouTube or on a Google search. Is that how they're finding that?
Yeah, just cooltv.com, and then look for scroll down to CMPR. And actually, all the races that are live streamed that day also stay on demand. All of our races from the last couple of years are still on demand at that site. And if I'd have been smart enough, I should have sent that link to you, but I can get it to you, I think. I think you've aired some of them.
I have,
through the past. Yeah.
On Sunday nights, and they get lots of views.
Yeah, and then they also do 2/3 of Minnesota. It has like 250,000 viewers on cable TV the following week.
Yeah.
So it's a great opportunity for some of the people that want to do some advertising with us too. It's very affordable advertising. It gets out to a lot of people. We usually get about 12 to 15,000 people the day of the live stream. And then the next month or so on demand, that'll get up over 20,000 usually per race,
Good.
And like I said, that goes to cable TV, you get in front of 250,000 viewers,
Yeah.
And your ad keeps playing,
Good exposure. And then I want to make sure I've got the spelling right for Cool TV. Is that cool with a K or cool with a C?
Cool with a K. KOOL TV.
Gotcha. So yeah, be sure and look for that on Google.
Yeah, and I think I did send you a link too. I got thinking on that one sheet. And so if we can, that comes right there, and I think Cool TV's on the bottom of that is their link to where you can go.
Yes, ProStreamMedia.com.
There you go. Yep.
Nice. And then Rob, did you have any comments, questions, thoughts about all of this? Or
so one guy could show up with 5 snowmobiles and race 5 different classes?
Oh yeah. Yeah, we have some guys that probably race 6 classes a day. They end up 12, 13 races in, with the heats and finals.
That's a good deal for a person.
Yeah, and it's $50.
Do you have many spectators at your race?
It depends on, out of our 7 races now, the only one that has a gate fee anymore is the Grey Eagle race. We still have a gate fee there. And at that race, we get about 900 spectators. Nice. But the other ones, we probably get 500 to 600, but it's free gate at those, so there could be more. It's hard to tell how many.
What's your youngest and your oldest?
Okay, we have some people, they start racing as soon as they can drive a full-size sled. So we have 7, 8-year-olds in the 340 Super Stock. We have 11 and under junior class. And we used to have a kitty cat class. Now we let them just start right on like Yamaha Exciters and stuff like that, In the oldest class, so I think last year, we had a couple 71-year-olds racing in the master class, I think,
Good.
Nice. Yeah. And everything in between,
Something for everybody.
Yeah, and we have classes again. We have 34 classes and a class for everybody to get a sled in, in age bracket also,
So plenty of opportunity.
Yeah, and we're big on the juniors. That's one thing I could talk about. We have a lot of junior classes, all the way from the vintage junior leaf springs all the way up to the 600 sprint sleds, F500s in between. Juniors all race free with us. There's no charge for juniors. So
nice. That's good because that's the future of this sport. So yeah, exactly. We're going to make it friendly and accessible for them. Yeah, that's good. Now we've got some comments coming in, and then we've got video clips to look at as well. Let's see how we're doing on comments here. We've got our good friend Alan Gove here from New Hampshire. Nice to see you, Alan. Appreciate your being here. And Mike Bartlett is here from Durhamville, New York. I'm glad you guys are here to view this. Appreciate that. Well, cool. So I've got a video clip here. Let me find it. Okay, here we go. So this is a clip from 2023, Grey Eagle, Minnesota on February 18th. We're going to look at the Pro Light and 340 Supermod liquid cooled. So let's take a look at this.
Well, folks, we're going to turn it into the pros here as they get ready to come out here. Pro Lights, we got a couple heats. And, man, have we got a field for you here coming up here right now, the 24. Jordan Sabetsky comes out of Beaujeu, Manitoba. He started racing when he was like 4 years old. Boy, I'll tell you, one of those young guys out there on the 24. Then the guy that's leading the series has been Hunter Sears. Sears comes out of St. Francis, Minnesota. He was a missile last week up north. Then the number 7 will be Ty Hagen. Hagen again comes out of New London, Minnesota. And he'll be in that Hanson Tire and Lube country stop, number 7 machine of his. Then the 70X machine, also joining, is Sean Shively out there again. Sean Shively on the 70X. And then another strong runner is going to be Brennan Sather. Brennan comes in out of Detroit Lakes, Minnesota on that number 27. You can see him staging up there. And then one of our young ladies out there, she's a good one. She's 21 years old right now. That's Madison Phillips. She comes out of Drayton, North Dakota on Polaris Wall Brothers Racing, Jensen Plumbing, number 87. So that is your lineup for heat round 1. Again, like I said, this is again race number 203. The leader of the series up there so far has been Hunter Sears. Sears doing a nice job. They get all ready to go again one more time as they line them up in staging. Again, these machines here will run at speeds well over 80 miles an hour, folks, as they will be cooking out there again. Okay, Sabetsky's in there on the 24. Keep an eye on Hunter Sears. Like I said, Sears has been very, very good. He didn't get a great start in that first one here, but boy, I'll tell you what, he has been the racer to beat here early on. So we'll see how this thing plays out. But again, right now, Pro Lights heat race 1 of 2 on the day as we get set to go. What a great start that time. Ty Hagen got a great jump on the outside, but he did not hold it into turn 1. It looks like Sabetsky got up there as they come down the back straightaway. Now they load it up into turn number 3. As you can see, coming at close to 85 miles an hour. They come off turn 4. Side by side, they're going to be 2 wide, maybe 3. And there comes the Sailor in the 27. Okay, Sean Sibley is leading the thing right now. Sean Sibley is your race leader as they come off. And boy, Sailor's up there. But no, we got a new leader right now. There comes the 27. And Sabetsky's moved into second place on the 24. Sabetsky on the 24 moved in that number 2 spot down the back straightaway. Again, setting up into turn 3, as you can see, carrying a pile of speed here. Qualifier number 1 of 3 for the day. Here it is again. Brennan Sather and that 27 is locked up and blasting along down that back straightaway. Sather out of Detroit Lakes coming out here. That auctionblock.com machine is. As they come out here again, white flag for Sather, your leader. Sabetsky still sitting in the number 2 spot. Shively in third right now. Sather looking awfully good. They come in, and boy, folks, here we go. Heat race number 1 of 2 in the Pro Lights, but it's going to be Sather and the 27 going to get the win. Sabetsky second, Shively third, followed by the 7 of Ty Hagen, rounding out your top 4. Okay, we got one of those in the books here right now. That final later on day ought to be a lot of fun also. We'll get ready right now for qualifier number 2. Here's one of our young racers we got out here again. Only 14 years old, I think, if I'm not mistaken, in the Polaris Wall Brothers Racing. Number 59, he comes down out of Dayton, North Dakota. That's going to be Hunter Johnson on the number 59. The 964 is a very fast runner. And, of course, that's going to be Colton Graber out of Clear Lake, Minnesota. And he was your 2022 Auction Block Pro Light champion. Then a familiar name in racing, folks, A.J. Lang out of Miltona. And the Derby Ice Blades, Lang Racing number 216. And then also coming up to join us is going to be Connor Heinz. Connor Heinz also rolling in here right now. He's out of Zimmerman, Minnesota on that Northway Sports Machine is. Another great young talent is the 5 out of Glendon, Minnesota. That's Ross Olson. He'll be out there in the Wall Brothers Racing number 5. And then, of course, the familiar Calvin Cook, again out of Dayton, Minnesota, in the Ace Laser Technology 75. This one here, folks, is wide open. Any one of these 6 racers can win this thing. Oh, and I'll tell you what, Ross Olson got a great hole shot on the 5 that time as he launched that thing down the back straightaway, but he's got company coming on the outside. They go into turn 3. Let's see how this thing sets up here right now. Cook coming off the outside, and yep, Calvin Cook going to go by him and take the lead. Olson sitting right behind him in second. Boy, you can see they are dialed in up there. Already kicking up pretty good snow dust there. You could not even see the sleds. They went into 1 and 2 there. But these guys are awfully good. They come off 3 and 4. Here we come around to complete lap number 2. Cook. Heinz sitting in the number 3 spot. They come out there right now. Again, down the back straightaway. Okay. Again, they come down there right now as they roll up down the front straightaway. There it is, looking good out there. Boy, Calvin Cook has got that thing dialed in today again. Cook down the back straightaway, gets on a hammer. Staying out, Ross Olson trying everything he can do to get up there and close in on him. White flag going to wave this time by. As they come off, I believe, or wait, yeah, there it is. White flag, 1 lap to go for Cook, their leader. Heinz hanging on that number 3 spot. Boy, Heinz has got company coming, though. The 964, Colton Graber, is closed in on Heinz in the battle for third. They're side by side back there for the 3rd spot. But off turn 4, Calvin Cook is looking good. The Blue Express rolls in, and Cook is going to get the win on the 75. Olson second, and Graber, I think, stole it at the flag. Colton Graber with a great pass at the checker, pulled that one off. Wow.
So if you're just joining us, we're looking at some video clips from Central Minnesota Pond Racing. This clip was from 2023, and the gentleman in the middle on the left here is the organizer of Central Minnesota Pond Racing. Mike, anything to add to what we've just been looking at here?
No, I guess if you like racing, like when the pro champs come out like that, I mean, those guys are just crazy fast. I mean, it's just about like having jet fighters going around in a circle on ice. I mean, it's unreal the way they start and the way they can corner. It just never gets old watching those guys.
Yeah, that's exciting.
And we have a pretty good series for those every year. We have a Triple Crown where they get to run, in a $3,500 purse for a 3-race series that pays 8 places back. So
Nice.
That's always fun for them to get enough money to pay a little gas and some belts anyway, so.
Yes, definitely. And Rob, any reactions to what we've been looking at? Or
They have some good looking machines in that class, and they're fast. Oh, they ever handle the corner nice.
Definitely.
Does the announcer work at a horse track also?
Yeah, as long as there's ice, they probably could do it,
Nice. Then we've got comments coming in here. We've got our good friend Rich Shad here on the drive home to Cleveland, New York. Cool deal. Oh, and then also our good friend Jeff Wesner is here. He says he can smell the 2-stroke oil from here. Definitely. And then we've got something to look forward to also in January. We're gonna have Jeff Wesner on again. He's got some footage he shared with me, and can't wait to have him on in January to take a look at that. And also, we're going to take a little break over the holidays. We're going to come back on January 9th, and we've got Maurice Belling. And if you like Polarises, you do not want to miss the January 9th episode, Thursday, January 9th. If you're a Polaris guy, you do not want to miss that. And I'll just kind of leave it there just to kind of tease everybody. But yeah, that's what we've got coming up. But I'm going to remove this from the screen. Now, we are just getting started. We've got more Central Minnesota pond racing to look at, plus Vintage Snowmobile Club of America does an annual show. We're going to be talking about that as well. Mike is involved with that. He's also involved with, let me find the graphic. He also does the Vintage Snowmobile Club of America quarterly magazine. Mike is the publisher of that. I'm going to leave this on the screen for a moment. That is a magazine you do not want to miss. If you enjoy vintage snowmobiles, that's the reference for this hobby. So please patronize them, subscribe. You will not regret having that magazine come in your mailbox every quarter. But before we move any further here, we do have to talk about AMSOIL. And if Rob is ready, I'm going to put you full screen there, Rob.
I'm ready.
And all right, let's do it. Whoops,
Okay.
I'm the wrong person. Here we go. Sorry. Go ahead.
Hey, Mike, I got involved with AMSOIL because of snowmobile racing. Back in 1979, I raced a 79 Yamaha in A class. And back then, Yamaha was a 15-to-1 oil mixture. And I found a lot of plugs. In a Cortha Cup race, a guy named Tim Bender came up to me and said, "You're having a lot of problems out there." And I said, "Yeah, I stall a plug before I go out and halfway around the track before I get it clean." He said, "Try some of my gas and oil." So Mike gave me some gas and oil already pre-mixed, AMSOIL at 100-to-1. AMSOIL came out in 1972 with this product, 100-to-1. And everybody keeps saying, "You're going to be sued. Everybody's going to blow their engine." I went from 15-to-1 oil mixture to 100-to-1. I had more horsepower, more performance, and I got 3 years out of the engine without having to replace the rings. Made a world of difference. A number of the pro factory teams all run AMSOIL, not just Tim Bender, Bob Donahue, Jacques Villeneuve, the Visayers, the Deckers, a lot of guys, Eagle River, all run Eagle River. There's only two kinds of oil you're allowed to run. One is AMSOIL. And a lot of people are phoning me saying, "Well, what oil? AMSOIL has so many oils. What should we run?" Nowadays, the racers are all running the Dominator. It's specially designed for race application. Stronger film strength, more horsepower, more protection. And as any of your racers want to know how to buy directly from AMSOIL, Mike has a link you can click on, and he'll tell you how to become a preferred customer. Save 25%, order the stuff directly from AMSOIL, and you get free shipping. The best possible way to buy AMSOIL is to become a preferred customer. So if anybody wants more information about any of the AMSOIL products, you can click on Mike, and he has a catalog he'll send you, and it has all the prices and all the products in it. You get a discount on engine oil, diesel oil, compressor oils, snowmobile oil, boat oil. All the AMSO product is available for you to buy at a cost price. So for more information about how to get the best possible discount, Mike has a link you can click on. Your turn, Mike.
Yeah. Oops, can we hear Mike?
I can hear you, Mike, but not the other Mike.
Sorry about that. I muted my microphone.
There we go.
That's better. Sorry about that. What I wanted to say is that there's a referral number in the description as well, along with those links. And we encourage you to please use my referral number. And when you do so, it helps to support the podcast. And actually, yeah, I'm going to get to that in a minute too. That Ford Bronco there is really cool. So I want to thank everyone who's been using my referral number. That helps to support the cost of doing this. And if you decide to order some AMSOIL using my link, I thank you in advance for using my referral number. And yes, I've got a video clip. Let me find it here of that. Okay, here's the AMSOIL promo. They've actually got a video link. Let's take a look. So yes, link in the description, and my referral number is there at the bottom of your screen. And we do thank you for your patronage and support on that.
And that's the Ford Bronco that won Baja 1000 this year.
Wow, yeah. Very cool. Very cool. And also as part of announcements, if you like these old logos of yesteryear and would like to get a logo like that printed on a t-shirt, a hoodie, a mug, a sticker, a magnet, a phone case, a pillow, you can get those logos printed on all kinds of things. There is a link in the description to do that. And when you order through the shop that does those for you, they give me a commission if you use my link. And that's also how we support this podcast. So I thank you in advance for your support with that as well. Pardon me. Now we've got another comment that's come in. We've got our good friend John Springer Jr. here saying awesome rakes action. Cool deal. Yes, for sure. And then since we've got John here, I've got an image. Where is that? From when John and I met. I'm scrolling too fast here. Where the heck is that? Well, I used to have that loaded here. I apologize, John. I was going to pop that image that we took when we had lunch together a year or two ago. And, well, I apologize. I'm not seeing it there. Usually it's right where I can see it and can pop it up on the screen. So I apologize about that. But anyway, before we started doing these announcements, we were talking about Central Minnesota pond racing. We've got another video clip to look at. Before we do, though, Mike, is there anything else that we want to discuss about CMPR?
Just one thing, the live stream is what this year we're definitely trying to promote that. Again, it's free. It's free to the viewers. They can get links on our CMPR. It's CMPR 2015 is our Facebook page. If you go there, they can just click on the link. It'll take you right to the show. This is like an advertisement that we have out there right now for selling advertising on our live stream. And that's the 5 races that it'll be streamed at,
Gotcha.
So yeah, anybody that wants to do some advertising, we would definitely be willing to help you out with that too. So
nice. And then I've also got Mike's phone number. Is this a good number to reach you, Mike? The number that's on this graphic?
Yeah, that's a good number there. I check that answer. I don't always sit there, but I do check that answer machine quite a bit. So yeah, that's a good number. If they leave a message there, I'll get back to them if I miss them. So
excellent. So any questions at all about Central Minnesota pond racing, this is the best way to reach out to Mike. And then just to go off topic just for a bit, Mike also is the publisher of this Vintage Snowmobile magazine, the Vintage Snowmobile Club of America quarterly magazine. I encourage you to subscribe to that. That's an excellent publication. Yes. Okay, here we go. One more comment that's come in. We've got Jeff Wesner here saying making ice right now in Eagle River. Snowcross starts tomorrow in Ironwood, Michigan. So yeah, it begins. And he also says, love the Vintage magazine. Yeah, and anyone who's read that magazine, there's no turning back. It is the reference for this hobby. It's a nice, thick, high quality paper, nice, big, saturated color. Just really nice magazine. You would not regret subscribing to that. So we've got another video clip from Central Minnesota Pond Racing. This is going to be Super Stock 340 liquid cooled and 440 fan plus Junior F500. This was also February 18th, 23 at Grey Eagle, Minnesota. Let's take a look at that.
Okay, next up, let's get ready, folks. Here we go. Our Supermod 340 liquid cooled coming out here again. I want to thank T&K Transport, of course. They put the Supermod 340 Leaf Spring Series on and put a bunch of money out there for them. I want to thank them. Mason Shewitt will be coming out on the number 48X out there. Also coming up, a familiar name, on a different number. Normally it's the 426 from Brady Mloskosh, but again, he's on the number 37 today out of Willow River. That's Nesbitt's sled, so he's made a purchase of another sled. Ed Sprinkle should be coming out on his number 19. Also another number 19 will be Cole Atkinson coming up out there. Chad Knaus should be jumping out to join him on the 81. One of the world champions you've got here that's awfully good is Kurt Peterson. He's out of Fargo. And that HP Engineering Woody's number 52X, the big Yamaha. And then keep an eye on Travis Winters in the number 23 out of Butterfield. Okay, here they are. They're locked in again. Denny Steinmetz takes a look. If he likes it, we're going to cut him loose. Here we go. Boy, Winters got a good pull once he got out of the chute there. That Arctic Cat looking fast. Down the back straight. Now he slides back into second place. Down the back chute into turn 3. And, of course, keep an eye on, again, the 52X of Peterson, who's been so strong at all these series races. Okay, Chad Knaus, your leader right now as they come off turn 3 and 4. And again, they stretch it out down that front straightaway. Now, Knaus doing a nice job out there. Running second, Brady Mloskoch again out there in that 37 machine. Get a little more familiar with that thing. And again, 340 Supermod liquid cooleds. Again, this year brought to you by T&K Transport. I want to thank them great people for all their great support on this thing also. And again, off turn 4, I'll tell you what, that 81 looking very good. Checkered flag, second, going to go to Mloskoch out there. We're going to move on now to race number 4 on the day. And again, same thing here, folks. We got a couple of heats coming out. Again, this is our Junior F500, which does include the 92 500 fans, too. So we got 2 heats coming up. Of course, the familiar name at the comes out, the 30 Jocelyn Rathke is a good one. Well, I'll tell you what, Rathke can flat out fly. She does a great job. Then you got Dylan Fox coming out also. Dylan will be out here in that Hart Roofing Darcy's Race Pipes number 23. Derek Meyer again back out after a strong run in that first junior race. And the number 11 of Ben Meyer also joining. And we'll wait and see. Okay, we'll see what we got here right now. We got 7 machines for the second heat. But again, we'll let them fly here right now. Here it is, a 10 on the outside here. That is Derek Meyer. Ben, the 11 there on the first. Okay, good jump that time. Dylan Fox with a nice hole shot. Gets off there as they come off of turn 2 down the back straightaway. 4 machines backing up down the back in turn 3. Fox, your leader right now. Second, third, and fourth still wide open back there as they battle back and forth. For position coming off turn 4. Fox going to hang on. He's going to lead that first lap, and Fox is flying out there. Meyer sitting in second out there in the 10. Fox already had 1 win earlier this season here. As they come off again one more time, white flag waving here. And again, down that back straightaway, Fox really's got that thing sizzling. You can see right now, Meyer's trying to close the gap a little bit, but they're going to come off, and heat race number 1 is going to go to Dylan Fox on that 23. Meyer's going to run down the number 2 spot. That's a 10. Derek Benmeyer is going to finish 4th on the 11. And Jaslyn Rathke's going to finish in the number 4 spot on the 30.
So yeah, Central Minnesota Pond Racing. In fact, I'm going to pop the schedule on the screen one more time. If you're anywhere near any of these locations, be sure and check that out. It's something you do not want to miss. It's a whole lot of fun. And Mike, as far as what we were just looking at there, anything you wanted to add or any comments to that?
Just, the junior F500s, the last race we just watched. Yeah, that's 12 to 14-year-old kids out there. And I tell you what, they just do a great job. I mean, they just race hard, clean. They're just fun to watch every week.
Nice.
And we got like. Oops, go ahead.
That's all right. You're looking at the future of this hobby right now on the screen.
Mm-hmm.
But go ahead.
That's exactly right. Yeah.
But yeah, please continue. Did you have more on that, or?
Yeah, and just we have like 14, 15 of those juniors that race with us every weekend. So it's really cool. And in fact, the Dylan Fox at number 23 now, he's moved up into the adult class as a very young kid, but he runs right with the adults now. But
nice.
So that it's pretty neat.
Wonderful.
What a great career for a kid, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
These aren't going to be the kids hanging out in the street. These are future engineers and stuff like that.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. And they're probably,
good, clean fun.
All their roommates are probably pretty jealous of them having a machine that cool.
Definitely. Yes. And we've got comments coming in here. We've got Jeff Dooley here. He's talking to John Spranger Jr. Say, yeah, can we talk on Messenger? And here we go. And yes, that would be great. He said, cool deal. That's the nice thing about this Vintage Snowmobile podcast. It's a community where we can share information and get to know each other and look at things that we all are interested in. It's a whole lot of fun. And with that in mind, if any of you are viewing this and planning to go to any kind of events over the winter season, whether it's shows, races, anything like that, if you happen to take images or take video, please share them with us here at the podcast. There's links in the description on how to reach out to me, and we would love to put that on the podcast here for all of us to enjoy. The thing that I do ask, and I'm going to put myself full screen here for a moment, is if you're doing video, please hold the camera horizontal like this for a wide shot. It's very difficult to work with vertical footage like this, so I ask you to please do horizontal footage for a wide shot, because as you can see on the screen here, we do horizontal here on this podcast. And I thank you in advance for that. It's something we can all enjoy if you're going to any kind of events. So I'm going to pop the graphic for CMPR on here one more time, because we're about to switch gears, but I want to make sure that people can get a good look at the schedule here. So if there's anything near you, please make a note of that so you can attend this winter. And any final comments, Mike, on CMPR before we switch gears?
Yeah, nope. I think I pretty much, like I did say, like you just said, is if somebody wants to come out, it'd be great. Only one of our races has a gate fee, and that's only $10 for the whole day. All the rest of them have free gates. So, I mean, you can bring the whole family out, enjoy the day. They usually have pretty good food wagons and stuff there to eat at that, The live stream, if you can't make it, definitely log into the live stream and watch the race live, or you can go back and watch it on demand, after the race is over,
Nice. And that's Cool TV. That's cool with a K, KOOL TV. And that's what, a .com?
Yes.
.com. Outstanding.
Yeah.
Well,
and if you have a Ruco TV or something like that, you can add the channel right to the TV.
Perfect,
just go to Cool TV. You can add the Cool TV channel. So each week you want to watch, you just click on the channels like regular TV, and you can watch the race. So
in the comfort of your living room, just get some popcorn going, and you're right there.
There we go. Yeah,
that's cool. It brings you trackside right from the comfort of your recliner.
Yeah.
Well, cool. So as I mentioned, I was threatening earlier, we're going to switch gears. So let's do that. We're going to talk now about the upcoming National Snowmobile Show, Vintage Snowmobile Show, coming up in Dunkirk, New York, in June. And Mike is one of the key people behind that. Did you want to talk that up, Mike?
Yes. The 20th year. Back when we started the first national show, we didn't know if there was going to be a second national show. We didn't really know because there never was a national show before. And it took off. We're usually booked out 3 years now, because we're booked out to 2027 right now. So the good part, we've been to Boonville, Lowville, Old Forge, and we're really looking forward to. We've also Lancaster, New Hampshire, and now we're going to be in Dunkirk, New York this year. So I mean, I'm really looking forward to that. It'll be a lot of fun. So
Nice. And since you mentioned Lancaster, that's a perfect setup for this image here. This is where you and I first met in 2016.
yeah, I looked a little younger then.
Yeah, me too. I'm telling you.
Both of us did.
God. Yeah, but that was cool. Oh, and then also there's another image from a couple of years ago. This is at the Old Ford show. Here's you and I, a photo opportunity with our good friend Ed Stab, who was one of the key organizers of that show.
Mm-hmm.
And he's one of the top promoters of the East. And I would say, easy to say, you're probably the top promoter of the Midwest. So I like the idea of, this is some of the promoters of the vintage snowmobile hobby on the stage here.
Yeah, Ed's been a great friend, you know what I mean? And he does a lot for our sport. I mean, he's just been, and like you too, also, you do a ton for our sport, but it's fun to work with these people that have the same interest, I guess you can say,
Absolutely. Yeah, and I second that with Ed too. I consider him a good friend as well. Super guy and definitely one of the top promoters of vintage snowmobiling.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Definitely. Cool. Oh, and we've got a comment that's come in. Here we go. Our good friend Ben from Vintage Mini Bike Lovers says, great information about Minnesota pond racing. He says, thank you, Mike, for sharing your passion for this sport and appreciate everything your organization does for it. Yes. Yeah. Thank you so much, Mike, for that.
Yeah, you're welcome. It's been a blast, actually,
Totally. Yeah, that's cool. Well, cool. So, any more about the upcoming show? Because we've got one of the ways that we're going to promote the upcoming national shows. We've got some clips from the Old Ford show to help promote that. But before we do, I'm going to put that graphic back on the screen. And anything more you wanted to say about that, Mike? Before we
just even as a spectator, if you don't have a show or a sled to bring to the show, I mean, if you want to see probably close to 500 of some of the nicest old vintage sleds, that you're going to see sleds you've probably never seen before. I mean, every time I go to a national show, I see a sled I never seen before. So I mean, that's the cool part. And the restorations and stuff they're over the top. They're beautiful.
Yeah.
It's so much fun to look at them and talk with all the people, the owners of the sleds and stuff like that are always it's great.
For sure. Well, cool. So let me cue up some clips here. We've got some clips from the 2022 show in Old Forge. Here's one, mostly some scorpions we're looking at under one of the tents. So let's take a look at this.
Got some beautiful rups under this tent. Now, my friend Ray Parento, I heard is coming. I haven't spoken to him, but a mutual friend of ours said he's coming. I don't see any of his rups, but he's got some beautiful rups. I don't know if they would be under this tent or maybe another tent, but I hope to run into him here. Some early scorpions. Oh, here we go. Doug Haggard. Doug Haggard says, noise is awesome. Great picks, too. Yeah, it's very noisy. I'm getting further and further from that generator, so hopefully the audio will improve as we go. Some beautiful scorpions. Wow, look at this. Our neighbors had one of these when I was a kid. I used to go riding on it. I remember seeing these around. Cool, yeah, so Skip Estes says it's looking good and he wishes he was here. I wish you were here too, because you would be enjoying this. This is one of 4 tents, and then there's some in a big building inside, and I just got here, so I haven't even, surveyed the entire landscape. There's probably even more than we're looking at. Now, the organizer, Ed Stab, was saying there were over 400 sleds registered today to be exhibited. All right, let's check out these scorpions here. We'll get some Kawasaki's and cats over there too. Oh, Dave Stroud is here. Good to know. Dave Stroud is a good old friend of mine. I see across the way here he's got some sleds here. We'll go looking at those in a minute. Looking at some scorpions now. Look at this. Nelson Racing. 440 TK, 1980. She's a beaut. Another racing. Yeah, thank you so much to Doug and Skip for making comments. I appreciate that, and letting me know how this is all looking. Now we've got some clothing, some Scorpion clothing. Did I just unplug myself? No. I've got a cord plugged into an external battery just so I don't drain the battery on this cell phone. Yeah, we've got some Scorpion clothing, more Scorpion sleds. Got a Scorpion story of actual scorpions. Years ago I was living in the Phoenix area, and I guess in the new housing developments they're disrupting the habitat of the scorpions, so they end up in the new houses, beautiful new houses, just loaded with scorpions. So one night I was at a party in one of these new houses. I was in the bathroom taking a leak, and across the toilet tank crawled a big old scorpion. So I grabbed a wad of toilet paper and killed it, flushed it. But anyway, seeing all these scorpions made me think of my scorpion story. But yeah, let's continue on the way here. Cool, so Jeff Wesner says snowtracks.com online. I will have to check that out. David Tibbett says nice clear video, sound is clear also. Thank you so much, guys, for the feedback. We really appreciate it. So is this all your Scorpion stuff, all the clothing and stuff? Cool, we're live on Facebook. Do you feel like talking it out?
Go for it, Eric. I don't talk much.
No? Okay, well, that's all right.
Bought 36 sleds here and 2 mopeds. 35. All Scorpion. 35, sorry. I don't know, we're from Elba, New York.
Elba, New York.
Yep.
How far is that from here?
4.5 hours.
4.5, yeah.
So, the way we came, yeah.
Good.
Yeah, we've got...
How you doing? Go ahead.
My grandfather was a Scorpion dealer, and that's why we got into it, and just like to keep it going.
Keeping it alive. Wonderful. That's cool. Very cool. Very cool. Let me give you these. One for him and one for you. I do a podcast on Facebook and YouTube.
Okay, cool.
But,
check it out.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Good meeting you guys.
Yeah, good to meet you.
Any sleds that any I should know about? Is
So that one there, I don't know if you ever heard of the Hearth Honker.
yes.
It was a triple cylinder. That sled's got it in it. Scorpion had a race series of snowmobiles in 71, and that was one of them. These are all, of course, 71 race sleds.
Yeah.
And then the Bubble Nose Metal Flake is a 340 race sled that my grandfather actually raced.
You raced
He
that
was running
sled.
the
That
dealer.
very sled.
Yeah.
Wonderful. That is cool. Yeah, I was lying at earlier.
And we've got an advertisement actually out of Snowgoer magazine in 1971. He was one of the top 3 dealers for Scorpion in 1970.
Yeah. Wow. What was his name?
Lee Shuknik.
How do you spell it? S.
S-H, I have a card. S-H-U-K-N-E-C-H-T.
I'll look for that. I got a bunch of magazines from the 70s.
Yeah,
I'll look for
there
that.
might be more of that in there, right?
Sweet.
But they put that advertisement out. We blew it up to make it.
And this is it hanging here, you say? I'll go up and look at that. Yeah.
It talks about how each of the 3 dealers, how they did what they did in sales, and
So he was the top dealer in the region.
yeah, I would say because it was New York, Michigan, and I think the other one was Minnesota or Wisconsin.
Yeah. Sweet. So one of the top dealers in the country, it sounds like. Yeah, wonderful.
For Scorpion, yeah.
Good, good.
Something neat.
Well, cool. Well, yeah, I appreciate it.
Yep, thank you.
Yeah, I'll go take a look at that sign. So let's take a look at this here. So his grandfather was one of the top Scorpion dealers. And this is right out of one of the magazines in 71, I think. And yeah, so his grandfather was the guy in the upper left. That is very, very cool. Very cool. And he raced this actual sled, by the way. His grandfather raced this actual sled. One of the top Scorpion dealers in the country used to race this sled. Very cool. We learned something new today. Let's get a closer look at this. And I've got a few more over here. Hi, dog. How you doing, baby? Beautiful dog. How are you? Yeah, this is a whip, a 78 whip. Scorpion Brute, yeah. 75. 440 triple. I like the snaps on the hood there. All right, so this was tent number 3. Where it says on the tent. Oh, here we go. Yeah. This is tent number 3. We were just under tent number 4. So yeah, if you're just joining us, we're looking at some footage from Old Forge, New York, the National Vintage Snowmobile Show in 2022. And why are we doing that? Well, because we're promoting the national show for 2025 coming up June 13th, 14th, and 15th in Dunkirk, New York. And our guest tonight is one of the organizers of that show, the gentleman in the middle there on the left.
Mike Meagher. And anything to add to what we were looking at here, Mike?
Just, all the shows have been a lot of fun. And one of the big things that I've noticed about our hobby too is all the history now that has been restored and maintained. There's just so much history there right now. And I'm not saying it's because of a lot of the shows we started, but I think it has a lot to do with it. It's a great hobby. There's great people in this hobby. You can get into it fairly reasonable. Some of these rare sleds are getting up there, pretty high priced, but there is a lot of average sleds you still can buy and fix up and bring it to a show. There's survivor classes where you just clean up a sled and bring it to a show. You don't always have to have, a perfect sled to come to the shows. I mean, you can have all different classes all the way up for your sled when you get there. So I think that's kind of the cool part about them too.
You got to admit, Mike, it's an addiction. How many people have one sled?
It's true.
Right.
It's a fun addiction.
Yeah, because these guys said 30-something sleds. And the reason
I've downsized over the years. I'm down to 25 now. So
nice. And the reason I paused it here is these two guys, I assume they're brothers. I'm not sure, but they probably look to be in their 30s. And these are their grandfather was one of the top dealers in the country and raised them and collected them. And these guys are keeping this alive. And to me, that's a really good sign of what's ahead for this hobby is people like this who are keeping this alive. They probably weren't around in the heyday of the 60s and 70s, but they're certainly very much involved in this today. Any reactions to that idea? Or
yeah, that's actually true. You're seeing more and more of the families, actually, husband, wives, a father and son, father and daughters, and all the way down to like 10, 12-year-olds are now attending these shows and helping polish up sleds, rebuild sleds in the garage. It's great quality time that they're spending together to bring a sled to these shows. So that's awesome. I think our sport's going to be here for a long time.
I believe so. And I'll tell you another thing that I saw at this very show, and I've seen at other shows. I'll not mention the name just out of the respect for their privacy, but I've seen there's a family I know. There's 3 generations there. The father is about my age, probably 60ish, early 60s. The son probably 30s, 40s, and then he's got a son that might be 8, 10 years old, something like that. And he owns the young son owns sleds. Owns sleds registered in his name, and he was winning trophies. So this 10-year-old boy is winning trophies. So tell me that guy is not hooked for life on this hobby.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I'm hoping a lot more people are doing that as well, to involve their kids in it. And since he owns the sled, his father and grandfather, I'm sure, are working on it with him. And they're registering it at the show in his name. So he's very invested in this. And when there's a trophy involved, that kind of a payoff. Yeah, I would imagine there's no turning back for someone like that.
Mike, what is the hours of the show? And is there camping availability at the show, or is it at a fairgrounds?
Yeah, if you go, there is a website there, but in that poster too, it said it'll tell you there's camping there. And the show, each one has their own, but most shows are going to start like at 9 o'clock in the morning. They'll go to like 5 or 6 o'clock each day. And the Friday night of the show, sometimes they'll go all the way into what they call an icebreaker and have like a little bit of entertainment and stuff like that. You can stay at the show if you're showing a sled, or a spectator there to meet and greet with other people,
Nice. And then just to tease you a little further, as far as these national shows, I've got one more clip. Let me find it here. This is one. So I was mentioning earlier about Glenn Ford, one of our regular viewers. This is where I first met him under one of the tents. So let's roll this clip here and take a look.
How's it going?
Oh, hey, Mike.
Yes, you look really familiar.
Glenn Ford. I watch your show there on occasion.
Oh, wonderful. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, I brought some moto skis down, so.
Do you have anything under here? Or?
They're all inside there in the corner.
Yeah, I'd like to catch up with you.
Yeah, I'll be here all weekend.
Wonderful. Let me give you this too, by the way.
Okay, yeah.
You said Ford. What was your first name again?
Glenn.
Glenn or Glenn?
Glenn, like the
Glenn.
actor.
All right. Yes. Yes. Cool deal. Let me get you on camera for a hello. This is one of our loyal viewers.
How you doing?
I really appreciate you viewing the podcast.
Yeah,
That is cool.
Yeah.
All right, man. Nice meeting you, Glenn. Very cool. How cool is it to run into viewers of the podcast? That is very, very cool. Very cool. We got some Yamahas here. This is what, from the 90s probably? Oh, here we go. Now this is Josh Leviker's sled. I was talking to him earlier. He had to run out, but he's coming back. But this is his sled. This is a gorgeous sled. Let's look at some details on this. This is a 73 340 EXT, and the restoration took 5 years. There's 300 of these. Suspension is a factory race skid and track. The engine is a Kawasaki RX 340 quad plug with factory gear reduction and pipes. Decals are from Integ Graphics. The paint was done by Brown's Metal Mods. I'm sorry. The owner is Josh Leviker of Turin, New York. What a gorgeous sled this is. What a piece of art. And he says it runs and drives. And these are, I think this is his father-in-law's, I think he said. And this one is his. I think the Merc might be his. I don't remember about the LT grade, but we'll go down the line here and check all of these out. I'm all about cats, so I'm not going to skip any cats, especially something as nice as this. And in case you're just joining us, we're at the VSCA National Vintage Snowmobile Show in Old Forge, New York. If you're in the area, come on by. We just checked into the 19th Green Motel right in the main drag in Old Forge, and they still have some vacancy. We were very pleased with our room. We just checked in an hour or so ago. Talked to the owners, very nice people. Highly recommend them if you're coming to the area. They still have vacancy, so just look for them on a Google search. They're easy to find. The 19th Green Motel in Old Forge, New York. So if you're thinking about coming out on a wild impulse, there are places with rooms. I just named it, the 19th Green Motel. Look for them on a Google search. They'll come right up, book your room, and come on over. Join in the fun. Now this is Josh's. Well, those dogs see those dogs. All right, that's what all the excitement's about. Yeah, this is his cross-country cat, Josh Leviker's. Now, Josh is a regular viewer of the podcast, and he and I are in pretty regular touch on Facebook. He sends me all kinds of nice images of cats, projects he's got. See if I can get a better angle of this cross-country here. Oh no, Andrew Strako says, I will be there tomorrow. He's coming in from Granville, New York. Wonderful. Well, if you see me walking around, Andrew, doing video, be sure and say hi. Give me a wave on a video. Love to meet you. Oh, I love this key fob. See if I can get a better image of that. I mean, Cat had so much going on in the 70s, but one of the things that was really enjoyable was all the swag they had, all the keychains and mugs and rugs like this and clothing and more clothing. Cat really went nuts with that, and it was wonderful. Nice Mercury snow twister here. Trail twister, I'm sorry. Unrestored. Owned by Josh Leviker. Now that's unrestored. That's amazing. Look at the buttery soft seat and the tank. Everything on this is just really beautiful. Really nice shape. That's very impressive. This LT too. Let's take a look at this. I think this is Josh's too. When we go around the front, we'll look at the tag and we'll find out for sure. How you doing?
Good. How you doing?
Good. So it turns out this is owned by Dave Wiedrich in Turin, New York. Now is Dave? Yeah, Dave I think is Josh's father-in-law. So it's in the family. These guys have some beautiful sleds. This is a 87 LT grade. So a little more modern. And every bit is beautiful. Here's a Indy XCR. I'm thinking that's from the 90s. What do you guys think? Now this sled, if I understand correctly, belongs to I'm drawing a blank on the name. Legendary It'll come to me. Let me talk about it and it'll come to me. I'm drawing a blank on the name. Herb Yancey. This is Herb Yancey's sled, I believe. And this was a restoration done by our good friend Mark Belanger, who does excellent, excellent work. He's based out of Whitefield, New Hampshire. And if you're ever looking to have any kind of restoration work done, he is your man. He does stuff that is just uncannily beautiful. And I ran into Mark Mark Belanger. He's here. Had a chance to visit with him for a few minutes. I assume here Herb Yancey must be here too. Yeah, it says right on the side of the sled here. Herb Yancey, legendary Eastern racer. I have not seen Herb yet, but I'm sure he's around. Yeah, what a restoration that is.
So yeah, we're just sitting here talking about the National Vintage Snowmobile Show, looking at the footage from 2 years ago, but we're talking up the event that's coming up this summer, June 13th, 14th, and 15th, Dunkirk, New York. Try to make it if you can. One of the organizers is here with us. Mike, how you doing?
I'm doing good, real good.
Good.
Thanks for doing this. It's great, actually. But
Oh, good.
and,
Any reaction? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, one of the things I like to bring up too about the magazine, maybe a little off topic from the national show, is if you have a show, no matter how big or small, or if you have a trail ride or restoration, definitely send it in to us and we'll try to get it into print.
Nice.
We like getting different stuff from all over the place,
And I know a lot of times you like it when people send in images and so forth from shows, and if someone has a inclination toward any kind of creative writing to write up a little article and send you some images, you're often looking for that kind of content for the magazine, are you?
Exactly. I mean, and like I said, it don't have to be a large show either. We have some shows where they had 20 sleds, but they had a lot of people having a lot of fun. We'll try to put it in print for them,
Excellent.
Vintage trail rides. That's something, especially here in Minnesota, and I think I see it in the East too. They're really growing right now. They'll have a Saturday where there's 130, 150 sleds go on a trail ride together.
That's amazing.
And if they're doing something like that and they want to send me an article, I'll take those too. So
nice. I'm glad you mentioned that. I'll have to talk to our good friend who does the Pittsburgh ride. They do a ride every year in Pittsburgh, New Hampshire, Ray Lacasse. I'll have to mention that to him to maybe send you some images on a quick write-up on that event.
You bet. Sounds great.
Yeah. And then while we're on Herb Yancey's moto ski here, I believe this was People's Choice. Is that what that one?
Yeah, right. It was People's Choice. And then the people that don't know Herb, he's definitely a legend in the race, of the racing of the vintage. They're vintage now, but it was the heydays when he was doing it. And he won a lot of races where the factory drivers were there,
Yes. Yeah. He was part of Team Abold for a while. And yeah, he did extremely well.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. Yeah. And it was nice to see him get People's Choice on this. And that trophy that he got for this was about as tall as he was. Yeah, that was really exciting to see. And we are just about out of time, but we've got some comments that have come in. I do not want to neglect those. So let me pull these up here and see.
How many was at the last show, Mike? How many snowmobiles? Looked like they had 3 tents.
Oh, in Old Forge, I think there were 400 sleds.
Wow.
Yeah, there was actually 2 buildings and 3 tents full of sleds.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Are you going this year, Mike?
Yes, I'll be in Dunkirk.
Nice.
think
I
it's
hope
only
to.
4
I
hours
don't.
from my house. I might come down.
Yeah, it's a fun. If you've never been to one, that's just a great time. So
Nice. I'm hoping to as well. Still got to discuss it, with family members and all of that. But I would like to make it if I can. It'd be great for the 3 of us to meet up too.
that'd be great.
Lunch is on me.
Oh, there we go. Appreciate that.
Sounds
then I'm
great.
definitely going. Well, cool. So we've got comments coming in. Yes, Jeff Wesner says best family sport to be in. Absolutely. Our good friend John Springer Jr. says Scorpion was bought out by Articat. Absolutely. And some of the Scorpions were basically rebadged LT Grays at that time. Let's see. Kevin Culhane says, "Hi, Mike. How long does a subscription to the magazine last?" And wondering about the price. How does that work, Mike?
Okay, the magazine's a quarterly magazine. It comes out March, June, September, and December. It's still $22.50 yet for the year, and it's you can sign up for 1 year, 2 year, 3 years, 5 years, whatever you want. But there's 4 issues a year for $22.50.
Yeah, and that's a lot for your money. When you see that magazine, it's nice and thick. The paper's thick, and then the edition is thick too. Just he crams a lot of information in there. Let me get back to my comments here. Okay, here we go. Mike Whiteside says, "Hey guys, had to plow snow tonight. Hi fellas. Well, I'm glad you're here. Sorry, you're coming in late, but I'm glad you're here, and you can always review it a little later too, which is good. Good that you've got snow to plow also."
Right.
Jane Murray says, "Another great podcast." Oh yes, this is our good friends Ken and Yana from New York. Now I think I've got an image from them when we had lunch with them. Let me find that. I try to keep these things handy. Oh, where the heck? Yes, right here. This is Ken and Yana in the back, and on the left is my girlfriend Carlene and I. And then there's oh, I'm having a senior moment. I draw blanks on names all the time. Art and Stacy Fosler on the right. But yeah, I find as I get into senior moments, I draw blanks on names, which is not fun. But
Right.
and then
Don't feel alone. Yeah.
Oh, good. I'm glad I'm not alone doing that.
Right.
Also, our good friend Glenn Ford, who we saw earlier in that video clip, he says he's got 19 moto skis in his garage. One of these days, we'll get them on your show. Yes, let's do that, Glenn. Love to bring you on for some show and tell. And I know at the Old Ford show, as we talked about in that video clip, we did catch up with you, and we did a nice video tour of a bunch of his moto skis. And Ben from Vintage Mini Bike Lovers is saying, "Glenn Ford, may I have your autograph? Glenn has some amazing moto ski sleds, a must see." Well, cool. Yes, it's good. He's getting some love for his moto skis. Well-deserved love, too, by the way. MB Heritage Farms is saying, "Hello, nice to see you. Glad you're here." And then Ben from Vintage Mini Bike Lovers says, "Great show, guys. See everyone next week." Now, next week will be a replay through the holidays. We're coming back January the 9th. We're going to have Maurice Bailing here, and he's got some amazing Polarises from the 60s and 70s. You do not want to miss that if you're a Polaris guy. Even if you're not a Polaris guy, you don't want to miss this. He's the one with that offset Polaris we were looking at a few weeks ago. We're going to have a closer look at that on the 9th of January. So with that, it's time to wind it down. I wanted to wish everyone a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Thank you for viewing. And Mike, any final closing comments before we wind it down?
Just maybe I want to thank all of our subscribers who do support the magazine, our advertisers. Thank you, for having me on again, and nice seeing Rob again too. So I said a Merry Christmas to everyone. So
definitely. And Rob, final thought?
Great show, Mike, again, and Merry Christmas to both the Mikes, and see you all next year.
Definitely. And what I'm going to do, indulge here, Mike, one last time, I'm going to pop some graphics because Mike is one of the key people behind this National Snowmobile Show. I want to put that graphic up one more time. Also, he's the key guy behind Central Minnesota Pond Racing. I want to put that graphic up one more time. And he's also the key guy for the Vintage Snowmobile Club of America quarterly magazine.
Mike's a busy man.
He sure is. He's one of the top promoters in vintage. Go ahead.
It's good to be retired. Yeah.
Yes. But it's true. Mike is one of the top promoters in vintage snowmobiling, and it's an honor to have him on the show. We really appreciate it. Oh, and a couple quick comments here before we close things out. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to all, says Ben. And Rich Shad says Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Outstanding. All right. Well, we'll catch everybody next year. Thank you so much, Rob and Mike, for coming on, and to our viewers, and we will catch up with you next year. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas.
Yep. Thanks again.
Hello, everyone. This is Rob and Mike. How you doing today, Rob?
I'm doing good. Mike, yourself?
Very well. Thank you so much for coming on. I appreciate it. Now, today, we're going to be talking about AMSOIL. And in a few moments, we're going to show you how you can get the deepest discounts, free shipping, and free gifts when you order your AMSOIL products through us. But first, I'm going to ask Rob to give you a quick description of what AMSOIL is and why you should consider using AMSOIL products in your motorized vehicles.
Thanks, Mike. AMSOIL is 100% synthetic oil. Everybody uses AMSOIL for a different reason. Some people like the benefits that AMSOIL is warranted for 25,000 miles or 1 year. The reason we can do that is because AMSOIL doesn't oxidize. It doesn't form the usual carbons, gums, sludges like petroleum oils do. That's why we can keep it in the engines longer. Petroleum oils never do wear out. They oxidize themselves. That's why they have to be changed at 3,000 kilometers. And AMSOIL likes the benefit that you only have to change the oil once a year. That saves them money. Some of the people like the benefit of AMSOIL is it's a slipperier type lube. By having a slipperier type lube, it cuts down friction drag. By less friction and drag, engines run 20 to 50 degrees cooler, better gas mileage. Now, AMSOIL says 25% more protection than the industry requires is in the AMSOIL bottles. My average customer gets about 10% increase in gas mileage. That's a big savings.
Yeah.
And by cutting down friction and drag, for every 10 degrees you cut down the friction and drag, doubles the life of the engine. So by having the engine run cooler, it makes it last longer. Some people like the benefit of the range of the Amsoil. Amsoil's flash point is 425 degrees, and it pours at 50 below zero.
Wow.
If you ever tried petroleum oil when it's 10 below, it turns to honey. And in the summertime, petroleum oil thins out. And once it thins out, that's when it starts breaking down. So Amsoil's an all-season oil, can give you better gas mileage, longer engine life, less maintenance. It ends up being cheaper over a year's time running Amsoil than it is petroleum oils.
That's amazing. That's amazing. And Amsoil is available for pretty much any motorized vehicle, anything from lawn equipment, cars, trucks, boats, ATVs, motorcycles, snowmobiles.
Yep. And a lot of people phone me up and say, well, what's the benefit of our gear loop? Exactly what I told you about the engine oil. It pours in cold weather, it runs cooler, makes the equipment last longer. And they say, well, what's the benefit of the small engine? Same thing. Makes the engine run cooler, last longer, better performance. So it saves on all the applications that Amsoil has available.
Wonderful, wonderful. So yeah, let's talk now. Hopefully this has convinced people to think about maybe joining us in the Amsoil experience. Let's talk about some of the discounts and free shipping and how that all happens. I'm going to pop a graphic on the screen. And yeah, by all means, if you want to talk people through how this preferred customer program works.
Amsoil has a number of different programs. One of our main ones is a catalog customer, where somebody can order directly out of our catalog. If they order out of the catalog, they order $100 worth, Amsoil will ship it right to their house. But our best program is our preferred customer. For only $10 for 6 months, you become a preferred customer, you save 25% on all the product. You order $100 worth, they're going to give you free shipping. You don't have to order a whole case. You can mix and match. Say you want 4 bottles of small engine, 7 bottles of 5W30, and a couple of gear loops. You can mix and match. You can order 1 bottle at a time if you want. There's no minimums, no maximums. By being a preferred customer, you save over 25% on all the products you're going to buy. Amsoil sends you extra gifts, a $5 gift certificate on your birthday, $5 when you renew your account, and stuff like that. So it's a good way to save on some of the products you want to buy.
For sure. Yeah, it's an incredible value. And this is the deepest level of discount that anyone can get when ordering Amsoil. Is that correct?
It is.
Wonderful. So let's take people through the step-by-step experience of placing an Amsoil order. Then that would include signing up for the preferred customer preferred customer program, so they can receive those deepest levels of discount. So let's go to the website. This is what the website's going to look like. These are some screenshots. Once you go to amsoil.com, there's a link in the description, or you can just type that into a browser, amsoil.com. This is the page you land on. At the upper corner of the page there, you see how I've circled in red. That is the link to click, the Join Now link. That will take you to the Preferred Customer Program page, where you can take advantage of all of these discounts and free shipping and everything that we've just been talking about. This is what that page looks like. In the lower right, you're going to click Join Now. This will pop up. You select the duration you'd like, whether it's 6 months or 12 months, and click Add to Cart. Now, once this pop-up goes away, you'll be back on the main page. And the upper left, you'll see where I've got that red arrow. It says Shop. Now you can start shopping for products, and on your very first order, you're going to get these discounts and the free shipping as long as it's over $100. You'll get all of these benefits right away. So once you click Shop, it's going to take you to the product page. There's different types of oils, lubricants, so on and so forth. For the benefit of this exercise we're doing now, I'm just going to click motor oil. It shows different types of motor oil. Let's click gasoline. Now this takes us to an item. It's their synthetic motor oil. And you can see the item there, and there's choices for different viscosities. But take a look at the price. Let's take a closer look. Let's zoom in. But if you've joined the preferred customer program first, you're going to automatically get the deepest levels of discount. That's what we're looking at here. You're saving $3.80 on that quart of oil. Instead of paying $16.29, you're now paying $12.49 for that quart of oil. That is the deepest level of discount you can possibly get. And then you just add the quantity that you'd like. You select any other items that you're thinking about, add them to the cart. And once you click Add to Cart for the final time, you're going to see this come up at the top of the screen. It's going to show your items and your the total that you're at so far. Pardon me. And then you just click View Cart in the upper right, and that'll take you to your cart. Take a close look here at the upper right. That blue box shows that you're getting free shipping. You're eligible for free shipping on this order because it's over $100. That little yellow box shows that you've got the preferred customer membership on your order that gives you the deepest levels of discounts for the next 6 to 12 months. And then below that, you've got the items that have been selected. For the exercise here, I selected 9 quarts of the Signature Series, but that brings us up over $100 for the free shipping. We're saving $34.20. And if you're ready to finish, you click Checkout Now, and that takes you to this screen here. If you haven't signed up with an Amsoil account at this point, just click in the lower right to create an account, create a new account. It's going to ask you for some basic information, name and those types of things. Now let's take a closer look. You'll see this gray shaded box. This is a very important box. This is going to ask you if someone has referred you to Amsoil. And if so, please enter my name. My name is Mike LaPierre. It's spelled right there on the screen for the correct spelling. And also the referral number, 304-555-94. That's how you make sure that Rob and I get credit for this. Now, in the interest of full disclosure, I have signed up for AMSOIL under Rob. So when you order using this referral number, Rob and I both benefit. So if you enjoy these podcasts that we're doing, this is a wonderful way to support the podcast, because when you order using this referral number, Rob and I both benefit. And the commissions I make go directly toward offsetting the cost of doing these podcasts. So I thank you in advance for that, for using my referral number. I very much appreciate it. And once you've done that, you just go into the next screen to enter your payment information, and you're done. Now, once you've placed your order that's over $100, and that order includes your AMSOIL Preferred Customer Program, you are now eligible to get a free DVD from myself. Now, this is going to be either a muscle car DVD or a vintage snowmobile DVD. Use the email address on the screen, wkspodcasts@gmail.com. Send me an email. Let me know which DVD you would like me to send you, the muscle car or the vintage snowmobile DVD, and I'll get that right out to you. As you're typing in that email, in the subject line, be sure and type in capital letters, free DVD requests, so it stands out as I'm checking my email, and we'll get that right out to you. So I guess the last thing, Rob, that we wanted to talk about is if someone is considering AMSOIL as a business opportunity.
Yes. If anybody has a retail or a commercial account and they would like to buy directly from AMSOIL, just send Mike a line. He'll show you how to set up, and you can buy directly from AMSOIL. But if you are interested in starting your own part-time business, a part-time business that can grow into a full-time income, Mike and I will show you the AMSOIL marketing plan. AMSOIL has a large selection of products that cover almost every application. So it doesn't matter if you're into snowmobile, boating, or ATVing, or hot rods. We have an oil for every application. It's a fun type business that's I really enjoy doing. Where else can I go and have fun and make money doing it? And Mike and I are here to help you all the way along. If you need any help on how to promote or to find new accounts, we're here to help you.
For sure. So when you sign up under that number, this 304-555-94, you're getting Rob and I as a team. Now, Rob has been doing AMSOIL for 40 years. Can you believe that? 40 years. So he knows every aspect of this business, and he knows all of the ins and outs of the products. So he'll be able to help you with any kind of product questions or any kind of questions to show you the different business models that you can do with AMSOIL. And then the other thing that you get when you sign up under me is I've got a strong background in social media. So if you need some coaching on how to generate AMSOIL leads using Facebook and YouTube, I'm happy to coach you with that when you sign up under Rob and I. You get both of us as a team to help you, to coach you, to support you, whatever you need to get you off and running with this business and having fun with it. Like Rob said, it's an enormous amount of fun. If you're like Rob and I and you enjoy going to any kind of boat shows, car shows, motorcycle shows, snowmobile shows, anything with a motor, you like going to those shows, those events, those races, this is a great way to turn that into a income opportunity for you.
Yes. And just by wearing my AMSOIL hat at one of these events, people come up and ask me about AMSOIL. People don't know where to buy it, and I'm there to help them, show them where they can buy the product. Perfect.
Well, cool. Well, this is great. Any final thoughts, Rob, before we wrap it up?
AMSOIL's a fun business. AMSOIL's been around since 1968. It was the first synthetic oil to be AI approved.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing. And that's very early in the game too, isn't it?
Yes.
For sure. Well, good. Well, thank you so much, everyone, for viewing. Hopefully, we've gotten you excited as we are about the AMSOIL products. We'd love it if you could join us either as someone who uses the AMSOIL products or to join the AMSOIL team as a business opportunity. And we thank you so much for viewing. Have a great day.
You have a good day.